So recently, Mr. NVIDIA said that we shouldn't teach our kids how to code.
Everybody should learn how to program. And in fact, it's almost exactly the opposite.
And this was met with a huge backlash. And we think people have misunderstood what he was really trying to say. Now, here's a disclaimer. We are not coding experts, but we build rigs for experts. These are insights straight from the people pushing computing to its limits. Now, computers are built on layers: hardware, operating systems, programming languages. In just a few decades, we went from assembly, basic, C++, Python, but these are just layers on top of another. And beneath these layers, the fundamentals have remained largely the same. Whether it's your CPU or GPU, they're still using logic gates, memory management, data pipelines. These principles don't age. What changes is how we apply them. What we're seeing is a fundamental shift in computing from serial processing to parallel processing. And AI is just one of that application. Let's take ChatGPT as an example. It can write in all languages with all the information in this world, but it still hasn't replaced writers, at least the good ones, because it's not really thinking. See, for example, if you ask chatbot, how are you feeling? It will say, I'm feeling great. Well, it doesn't really feel anything, does it? So why is it saying that? This is because ChatGPT is not really talking or understanding what you tell it, but just predicting how a human would respond to a combination of words you just gave it, based on millions of conversations that have happened previously online. This kind of pattern matching works great for tasks like recommendations, autocomplete, and language models. But it's just unreliable. AI can't reason. Well, right now it can't. To explain this even more simply, think of a tree. What do you think defines a tree in your head? You would say it has branches, leaves, trunk, roots, flowers. All of this make it a tree. But for AI, none of that matters as much. The way AI defines it, or better yet, predicts it, it matches it against thousands of other tree images. And just because the color, the shape roughly match, it will tell you that it's a tree. This is also why AI fails miserably sometimes. Yeah. Its guessing is based on some solid math, but not really uses a lot of logic. And this is where you, the developers, have an upper hand. Coding as we know it, which is just typing syntax, is already fading. AI tools can now build basic apps and scripts. You can use plain English to easily write any basic application using LLM with just as good understanding of how to debug your code. But being able to write code doesn't make you a software engineer, because engineering means solving problems. Computers are moving from doing one task at a time to doing thousands of tasks at once. Parallel processing. Think of self-driving cars, whether simulations or even factory automations. They all rely on splitting work across multiple processors. And building basic apps will become a common skill, like using spreadsheets right now. Everybody needs to know Excel. Obviously, coding won't disappear. It'll just become invisible. Like how we don't do math using our fingers anymore, that doesn't mean math has ended, does it? So, to summarize all of that, what's going to change is people are going to write code in basic English. You don't need to remember syntax anymore. That's definitely happening. And it has happened a lot of places. So yeah, that was us in this video, giving some random gyan. Do let us know if you like this video. And yes, subscribe for more. And also, if you're in the market for a good, amazing system for